From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, still feeling summer-like. In fact, just as hot tomorrow. We reached the lower 90s today, and we may even be a little bit hotter Thursday before we see just a little bit of a cool down. Can't even call it a cool front. We'll just call it a dry front as we go into the weekend, but it will be a little bit more comfortable for a couple of days. More on that while the tropics still stay active. So let's take a look to see what's happening across the Bayou State this evening, and generally fair skies. Few showers off to our east, even a few showers in Acadiana. This pattern very difficult to pin down, but rain chances no higher than the 10 to 20% range. And we do have a few showers showing up, moving out of the Atchafalaya Swamp and just about edging into the more populated areas just south of Butte La Rose and near Catahoula. Some light rain going on right now, so a little bit of a shower or two out there. Did see a couple of other showers down into St. Mary Parish, but they are weakening right now. I think generally fair skies for the rest of the night for most of us. Rain chances slight, and we'll go in the 10 to 20% range again tomorrow. High pressure, weak high pressure, pretty much still dominating on the periphery of that high. Big moisture surge ahead of a big upper level trough that will eventually deliver our cool front, but rain chances aren't going to be too terribly high with that frontal boundary, so rain chances stay 20% or less through Thursday, then go down to 0 for the weekend. Meanwhile, in the tropics, this is the area I'm going to keep an eye on as we head into the first week of October. Very warm oceanic heat content, and something maybe up there down the line. We'll show you the latest European model coming up in just a bit. Meanwhile, as we look along the east coast, the outer banks of North Carolina, Tropical Storm Maria, the center of the storm right here. So it's a lopsided storm, but still wind and a 2 to 4 foot storm surge on the outer banks of North Carolina, but eventually that system moving out to sea after tomorrow. And then looking at this level, a smaller hurricane, but nonetheless a hurricane showing up here. This is Hurricane Lee with a very well-defined eye just below Category 3 status. Could strengthen just one more level up to a Cat 3 for tomorrow briefly, and then eventually move out to sea. 70-mile-per-hour winds with Tropical Storm Maria. There's the center. You can see all the weather east of that system. And then here's Hurricane Lee, 110-mile-per-hour winds. And as we put things in motion, you'll see that Maria takes a hard right turn. Lee kind of leads the way and weakens quickly, and then Maria follows the path in the weakness down the line. We also see that on the European model. Here's Maria, here's Lee. Lee makes a run to the north quickly, gets absorbed by the frontal trough, and then Maria follows suit. Still a pretty powerful storm as we go into the weekend. Then we get into the Caribbean, and this is what we'll be watching this area a week from today. And once we get a week to 10 days out, we're kind of in fairy tale land, but nonetheless, both the GFS and the European model hinting that low pressure could develop here where there's very warm water. And then what's going to happen after that? Well, just about anything. It is still tropical season. Both the European and the latest GFS indicating there could be a low pressure tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico a week from this Friday down the line. So a long way to go, but just a reminder that we're not done with tropical season. And before then, pretty quiet weather as we go through the weekend and into next week. So for tonight, fair skies, some fog developing by morning. Should be a quiet night. Temperatures struggling to get into the lower 70s. Then tomorrow, we'll see readings getting into the upper 80s with that heat index once again in the mid 90s. Perhaps a passing shower or two as we go into the latter part of the afternoon. Then things quiet down tomorrow evening. And then as we head into Thursday, we're going to see another mostly sunny and rather hot day. Temperatures in the 90s once again. Here comes that front. We can't call it a cool front, just a not as humid front, and feeling a little bit better Friday into the weekend. So for tonight, another nice evening indeed, but rather humid out there with that fog developing. That rain chance very slight for the few showers we just showed you. Then tomorrow, the heat stays on with that sun and cloud mix, slight rain chances, temperatures topping out near 90. As we go down the road, we'll see temperatures pushing up to 93 on Thursday. Here we go. Not much cooler, you see, but at least at night we'll get down into the 60s, and then maybe a few showers late Sunday, but not likely. And going into next week, it looks like steady state weather for now. And then we'll be watching the tropics more than likely as we go into next week. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Still ahead here.